Hey everybody, well, it's been a couple months and life has been interesting to say the least, but in a good way. A lot of times I've been kind of down and things have been kind of sad and I've been upset. Now I'm in a good place, I'm in a really good place, but we're making a big change, and that big change is very simple. I'm selling everything. I kind of don't have a choice, but let's talk about it. All right, so let's talk about it a little bit. What's going on, who's gonna own it, why, all that stuff. I'm gonna get down to the brass tacks first, and if you wanna skip the rest of it, I totally understand, but effectively I'm selling it to whoever. It could be you. How this is gonna happen is I'm gonna put an email up on the screen and you guys reach out to me. I'm going to be taking offers over the course of the next month, at the end of which, that's it. It's gonna go to somebody, so make a good offer. I'm also going to list everything that is for sale, or try to give it an approximation of everything. Basically, it's everything in this hangar, minus my motorcycle trailer. You can't have it. Although if you really want it and the price is right, you can have it too. But other than that, just about everything in here will be on the list. So that's what's going on. Contact this email address right here-ish and use that to reach out and make your bid based on the information that I am about to provide. And, you know, I have an amount I need to get, an amount I would like to get, but, you know, it is what it is. So let's talk about what you're going to get. I have notes. So first of all, this is going to be a completed tail. So the empennage is completed. It's already attached to the fuselage. These are things that you cannot get from quickbuild. We have wings right here, which are 99% done. You know, one of the zip tips is already cut and fabricated, but it's just not attached. And I mean, that's basically it. You know, it still needs to be painted, obviously, but I mean, other than that, the wings are effectively done. Fuselage is in a beyond quick build state, so it's, you know, it's not done either, obviously. And I had talked about some people, they're like, oh, you want to finish your fuselage, but other people came back and like, no, don't finish it, because it's at the point now where you still have access down in there. So when you're doing your avionics and all your stuff, it's actually easier to get to, where if I had finished it, it would be a pain in the butt. So in a weird way, this is better to sell it like this, and like $6,000 worth of miscellaneous tools, tables, you know, carts, shelves, the gantry, you know, all that stuff is gonna go with it. I've got the Avio Posistrobe, I've got zip tips with the rear lights, really nice zip tips. Those are like $3,000. I've got the CS8 grips for flight controls. I've got autopilot pitch and roll servo mounts kits installed. I've got the heated pitot, angle of attack stuff. I've got other stuff. So I'm gonna list all that out. But those are all the things that you would be getting if you were to purchase this. And just to give you some idea of what's going on at Vans right now, and I just got off the phone with Greg, we talked about it at Vans. If you were to buy the empennage, which you cannot get as a quick build, the quick build wings and the quick build fuselage, right now it would cost you $61,000 and between 12 and 18 months. So you can have this project right now. So that's what's going on as quick as possible, and then I'm going to get to the rest of the information here shortly. I'm going to walk around and talk, but that's what's going on. And if you guys are interested in purchasing this project, then reach out. You know, let's talk. Yeah, it's a big weight. Okay, so let's talk about the why of it. And this is gonna be a little more casual. First of all, my wife and I are moving. We're still together. We're still good to go. We've been together 20 years. We love each other, and we're gonna hang out. But we're moving. We're moving away from the mountains, and we're moving to the coast. And the coast where we are moving to, the nearest airport, is an hour and a half away over a ferry. That's like, there's no convenient way to get there, and they don't have any hangars. So it's like, okay, crap. where do I do this? And then I started to kind of realize, so I started this project in 2015, and over the years, I've kind of realized that I really like to build. This channel's name is Jason Ellis Builds, not Jason Ellis Flies, right? I like to build. I kind of don't give a crap about flying. I don't know why. I'd rather be on my motorcycle. Like I've got several really high-end nice motorcycles because I just love doing that. That is awesome. Like where we're moving to is 8 hours away. And it's an 8-hour ride on a motorcycle, or like an hour and a half in the plane, but I'd rather be on the bike. That's a long bike ride, but I'd rather be on the bike. So that's one big part of it, is the flying thing doesn't really, it didn't grab me. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, oh, you gotta go do the $100 burger, you gotta go do the stuff. I've done all that stuff. I even own my own plane, and I've gone flying it, and I'm like, I just don't, it's not there, you know what I mean? So that's a big thing. And then the other big one is that my wife, who you guys have seen, she doesn't really like the aviation thing. Like it didn't grab her at all. Like for me, it was like, okay, it's cool. I like it. Like I like going to Oshkosh. I like going to Sun and Fun and seeing the old warbirds, walk up and down the row of P-51s and Corsairs and, all these, Germans. That's cool. I love that. But I'll never own one of those. It's like, I'd rather just see those from afar. Like those are beautiful, cool things from far away. And it's just, I don't know. It just, for whatever reason, it just never grabbed me. I don't know how else to articulate that. That's it. So I like building. I don't really care about flying. Then the big one was when my mission changed and my company was bought out from under me. And suddenly I had no reason to fly back and forth to Texas. It was like, why am I still doing this? And I struggled. I mean, you guys have been watching this channel. You've seen my struggles. I go back and forth about whether or not I want to keep doing this. And it's like, from a build standpoint, I like continuing to do it. But from it makes sense standpoint, it doesn't make sense. Well, then when I was at Oshkosh this last time, I went around talking to the various vendors and people, and it's like, okay, the money is absurd now. So when I started this, I actually had all the money to buy everything. And I put it in the bank in its own account. And I'm like, this is all the money for the plane. I could just dump it right now and buy all the parts and kits. I don't recommend doing that. It's better to have your money. I mean, it was like $120,000 or $20,000, I think. And at the time, that was enough to buy everything. Plus, I had like a $30,000 agreement with my wife that if I went over, it was up to $30,000 out of the main account. Well, over the years, that 120 does not cover it anymore. I mean, the engine right now is $70-something thousand, and it's like, oh, shoot me. I wish I had bought that a long time ago, but I never did. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. I never did. And my thinking at the time was, I don't want to buy an IO 540 and have it just sit on the floor, for 4 years, 5 years, however long, just rusting while I continue to build the plane. So I didn't buy all that stuff up front. I should have, but at the same time, I don't think I should have, because I think you're better off having your money work for you. No one could have seen the more than doubling that has happened. I don't think. At least I couldn't. My crystal ball broke a long time ago. So that was a big one. So with the mission change, with the financial impact, with the lack of really enthusiasm, those were big ones, but I was still going to muddle through. I was still going to struggle through and figure it out until this whole move thing happened, where we're like, okay, we're changing to a retirement home. I say retirement home. It's our next home, but it's the one we plan to live in for a long time. And there's no airport. There's no place to build. It's like, that's kind of the straw, that's the final straw. It's like, okay, I can't rationalize continuing to go down this road anymore. I'd rather sell it, get one of you guys out there who really wants to do this to buy it and build it and keep going with it. And then maybe you guys can come back and give me a flight in it. That would tickle the hell out of me. I'd love to. I want to see it fly. That would be awesome. But I just don't think I'm the guy to take it there at this point. I think that's the why of it. 51% rule. So let's talk about that for a second. Again, I just got off the phone with Greg at Vans about all this, and I've actually put a video out about this before about what the 51% rule means. Some people are going to be concerned about, I've built more than 51% of the plane at this point, therefore it has to be me that finishes it. No, that's not how that works. It has to be, 51% rule basically says it has to be built 51% by an amateur builder. It can be 1,000 amateur builders. It doesn't have to have one person that builds 51% of it. That's not how it works. As long as it is all documented that it was built by amateurs with the intent of, amateur stuff, then it's fine. It's good to go. Me selling it, as long as I don't make, I don't know how that works, as long as I don't make an egregious profit and or come out and say, I'm selling this commercially, which I'm not, then the 51% rule does still count just fine. And like I said, I got off the phone with Greg's, I got off the phone with Vans about it, and they're like, yeah, that's how that works. So don't fret about that. All you have to have is a way to prove that it was built 51% by an amateur builder. And in my case, I've got more footage than I know what to do with. And one of the things I was going to do is when I sell the plane, I was going to try to package up a DVD or a Blu-ray or something with all that on there, and just here you go. Or this channel, just point them at the channel and say, here's all the data. It was built by this schlub, So there's that. Don't sweat the 51% rule. Also talk to Greg about making sure that the builder number gets transferred to the new owner, so that whoever buys it, it will seamlessly go right on to you, and I'm out of the loop entirely. I'm no longer the owner as far as they're concerned, and your life is in a good place there. And I will, of course, make myself available to make sure that happens correctly. With regards to shipping, so this is a big product, and at some point, you're gonna have to come here and pick it up. I can't ship this. I don't know how to get it to you. So that shipping is going to be entirely on the individual. And really, I think if you show up with a big enough U-Haul, be a big U-Haul, but I mean, you could do it yourself. And I'll be here, I'll be available. And if nothing else, we'll hire a couple guys to get the thing on the truck or whatever we need to do to get you out of here successfully with no damage or anything. But shipping, unfortunately, is not something that I can arrange or that I'm willing to take responsibility for. That is something that's going to be on you. What else do I want to talk about? Will this channel go away? No, actually, I plan to keep this channel alive and well. I don't have any reason to get rid of it. So like I said before, this is Jason Ellis Builds. There are other things I want to build and do. So I will be doing other things. I don't want to tip my hat a little bit on that, but there's more going to happen. It's just not going to be plane based anymore. And I know I probably just lost a whole bunch of viewers because of that, but hey, it is what it is. I never did this for the for the viewers or for the clicks. I never did it for the clicks. I absolutely did it for the viewers. And that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people have asked me is is it, what were some of the things that made you, what are some of the regrets? So if we were to do an after action review, what are my regrets? What are my regrets? I think my first regret is getting a 10 instead of an 8. I think I should have gotten the 8 because, and I may be blowing smoke here, but I think if I had got the 8, it's literally half the build as a 10. So I think if I had got an 8, I probably would have already had this thing finished. It would have been infinitely cheaper. It would have taken a lot less time. So that's one. Other regrets. What are my other regrets? YouTube, a little, maybe. I mean, the amount of effort and the amount of times I've, sat in front of my computer editing footage, and you guys don't even see anywhere near the amount of footage I take. That took a lot of time, and it's a lot of work. And there are people that have figured it out and they make a full-time living doing it, but I really don't know how. I mean, it is this is a niche market, right? I mean, how many people are building airplanes? It's not a big market of people that want to watch this content, but you've got these people that go out there and they film their life, and you film everything twice, right? Because they film themselves walking down the path. Well, at some point they have to come back and get the camera, and then they put the camera there, and then they walk back, and then they walk past the camera. So they got the two different shots, and so they're filming everything twice, but they're doing everything like 4 times. It's a lot of work, and then they half the time they don't use all the footage. Well, there's a lot of that here too. I'm going around, I've been trying to streamline it so I don't do that. Like right now it's just me talking to the camera, because it's a lot of effort. So part of me regrets that, because there's a lot of other people have just done the kind of sped up footage thing, right? They just film themselves from the corner, and then boom, you've got it zipping past, and maybe they talk over it, but that's it. I probably should have done that. I mean, honestly, even though I do like having the conversations, I mean, it's been really cool going to Sun and Fun and Oshkosh and talking to people, or just having random people just show up at my hangar and be like, "Hey, are you Jason?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, I know you." And I'm like, "I don't know you." So that's been interesting, and a lot of really neat people have come out of the woodworks, and that's been fun. That's been a lot of fun. But I'm not really the person that you guys know on YouTube. Like if you meet me in person, I'm a lot more reserved and shy. So Christine, the plane lady, she kind of pulled me out of my shell a little bit when we walked around Oshkosh and Sun and Fun, and I'm like, I'm not that guy. She's outgoing as heck. Speaking of that, if any of you are thinking of building, just because I'm stopping building doesn't mean you can't build, by the way. If you're going to get into one of these projects and buy, don't use my builder number as a reference. Use hers. Send her the money, because it's $100. It's no money out of your pocket, right? Send it to her. Don't send it to me. I don't need it. But someone did, one of my buddies, who's not in aviation, asked me if I felt like a failure because I was, shutting it down. And I said, no. Why would I? Again, Jason Ellis builds. I like building. I've built a lot, every single section of these plans, every single rivet, there's a lot that I've done. And so it's been an amazing journey. I've really, really enjoyed the build. It's just, I can't continue due to lack of mission. We're moving. My wife kind of hates it. And I'm not really interested in aviation anymore. So we change, right? Life changes. And weirdly, because I've been agonizing over this decision. I've been agonizing over this decision to such a degree that now that I'm finally like, you know what, I've decided I'm so much in a better place. Like it's like a big weight off. And a lot of you guys have reached out to me and asked, like, are you okay? If you got to do what you got to do, we understand. Y'all have been so supportive. I maintain. So I'm in motorcycle communities, I'm in computer communities, I'm in a lot of different communities. The aviation community has got some of the best people ever. I mean, just the down to earth, they understand, they're not pressuring you or being jerks about it. Like the aviation community is freaking awesome. You guys rock. So, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, it's impressive. So no, I don't feel like a failure. And if anything, I mean, this is just a journey, and now I'm stepping off the path to a different journey. So you can have this journey too. So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. That's where I'm at. I'm in a better place, believe it or not. I don't know if you can tell. I'm happy. I feel like I'm healthy. Got a good beard going. Life's in a good place. But I've got to stop this. And I would love to get some of you guys to reach out to me and talk to me and see what we want to do. Like I said, the amounts that I'm willing to entertain, I don't want to disclose those because I would like to instead open up to offers, and you guys do the offers, and then we can go from there. And I'm not trying to make some horrible, egregious profit. There is an amount I need to get over, but a reserve, if you will, but that's neither here nor there. So if you would like to place an offer on the plane, get more information, again, email, use that, and we'll go from there. So thank you so very much, guys. I really appreciate you. I will post more stuff. May not be aviation related. maybe motorcycle or sailing related, hint, hint. And we are building a house. So that is something else. We're going to be building a home where we are. And the view where we are, the lot that we're buying is epic. And so I'm looking forward to the next leg of my journey. It's sans aviation. So anyways, guys, thanks so very much. Really appreciate you. See you next time.